Right, it's the 1st of the 5th, 2024. I've been home since about 2 o'clock, and between 2 o'clock and 10 past 11 p.m. there's been no trouble all afternoon or evening. So at 10 past 11 there's banging to say and shouting to say that you raped and molested Sadie Dander, you're being knifed in, you're having a fucking break-in, you're being injected with HIV, you're being smashed in, and I could fucking take all your fucking windows out and do everything else. Getting nasty all of a sudden, so I don't know why that suddenly occurred, but that's what's happened. So it looks like P neighbour is pissing about banging to say Sadie. Again, they're not verifying the facts, they're just saying that Karen reported you to the police for something that somebody else has done, and it's coming back at me.
Disabled sick fucker said, and black and blue cars. I got a story I need to mention. I can't even fucking do that because I'm being fucking pushed out of the way because of school children and babies and whatever. There's a really serious story, a problem that occurred last night, which I'm trying to get to now. Right, so between 2 p.m. or just before 2 p.m. to 10 past 11 p.m. there's no trouble in the building right through. So what happened is at 11 minutes past 11, which is the same time I was getting burning the other night. The burning occurred. I had the burning again last night and this morning. I don't know whether it's a cause or what it is, but it was very bad. So then we had banging from two neighbours' flats. One was from the neighbour. I prefer not to give names, but P neighbour and M neighbour. But then it's just from M neighbour, so I can't give names yet, because I don't want to cause shit or cause trouble. So I'm going to say his first letter. So that occurred. Then there's a load of banging and shouting to say that you've raped Sadie and you're having a break-in and being knifed in. Going to inject you to death with HIV. You're losing your fucking life. I'm going to stab him in the fucking heart. I'm going to kick his fucking head around like a fucking rugby ball. I'm going to rip his fucking teeth out. I'm going to smash his fucking head off. I'm going to break his fucking legs and arms off. I'm going to tear his fucking arms and legs off. I'm going to smash him in the fucking road. I'll tie a rope around his fucking neck and I'll drag him along the fucking road and I'll fucking kill him. I'll fucking beat him to death. So we had that. Just that being repeated many, many times. I didn't know this until I went down to staff office. So I'll come to this in a minute. I haven't finished the story. Right, so at 2 or 3 a.m, I can't remember what it was, there was aggressive banging, more nastier than usual, just constant aggressive banging. So that was going on really, really nastily. So then we had shouting. It was the same content of stuff, but a lot with the Sadie business and a lot with breaking in and going to smash your fucking door down or whatever. Take into account at this time, I didn't know what was going on. So when we come to slightly after that, just about 6 o'clock in the morning, the fire alarms went off. So obviously M neighbour and his mates, or whoever was there, were having an argument aggressively in the corridor, and then after that things sort of calmed down a little bit, but it still had the banging in sequence of threats to say I'm going to do this and do this, basically right up until hours after that passed. Well, when I went down the corridor this morning, I noticed there was blood splattered all over the wall, knife marks in the office door, and knife scrapes as if someone's gone psycho in the building and fucking smashed up the place, basically. So yeah, it is. So it's not good. Right, I forgot to mention that there was blood marks on my level of the floor. So whether he's having a row with P neighbour, I do not know. But there's blood splatter marks on the floor, basically next to my door as well. So I just wanted to mention that. Right, so going into more detail, there's about 15 stab marks on the office door of the staff office at supported housing. Anything from around about, they're all at least 1 centimetre deep, and this is like quite thick wood. So whoever's actually done this, whether it is the psycho mood of whoever done it, would definitely have enough power in the knife to actually commit murder on someone easy. So that's good news to start with. When it came to my floor, I don't think there's any knife marks, but I did see blood on the wall outside my door, but that's being cleaned off by one of the staff workers called Helen. Obviously I can't give surnames for legal reasons. So we've had that. Then obviously you had the child rapist threats, which were occurring all night, but the Sadie name was being mentioned in particular. So there was arguments on the level I was at, because I had to get a knife out of the kitchen to prepare in case he wanted to try and kick my door down. So just in case that occurred, I had no option but to be prepared for in case he wanted to commit murder, because obviously he's on drugs and obviously this has affected his mind, or the cause of schizophrenia. I'm not actually sure what the real cause is of why this outbreak occurred, but I did walk into him and his girlfriend yesterday when I was in town, but there was no problem. I was walking past normally. It's just this psycho mood just went completely off the scale for whatever reason it is, I don't know at this minute in time. So obviously the staff are looking at the CCTV to put identity to this issue. I mean, it might not be him, but it definitely sounded like it was coming from, it's definitely sounded from that flat. Right, anyway, starting with today going out, there's black and blue cars, sexual cars, what else? Grey sexual, white sexual, grey white. Someone trying to cough and sneeze in my face. 2 bearded people basically walked past saying that I'm surveying and I'm getting a break-in and being knifed down, saying I'm a child rapist, and that's not true. 2 further bearded people walked past saying no one left, raped Sadie, everything gone. Or something rather. 2 more bearded people walked past saying everything gone, he dropped as he passed, or something like that. Beat you up, just child molester said. And 2 more people cough at me, and there's a bit of spit talking in my face in Iceland, and then that's as far as I got. There's been a couple of animal sounds as well, a couple of seagull sounds coming out negative, but I can't remember the exact content, but it's very similar to what I usually mention, and that leads us to where I am at this minute in time before I continue with the rest of the information of today's problems. So then bloody knife the cunt said, mistaking me as that person while photographing me on a Watson Laureate tanker. He's then needled the bastard, injecting with bleach. He's got to go, said in temper. It sounded like this person was on the phone. I didn't see the person, I heard it said. It was in the public toilets at the time. Right, there's been a t-shirt saying reptilian hybrid. While I've got some free speaking space, while there's not so many people about, I just want to mention going back to May and June 2022. Right, going back in that time period, we had this issue with the fire alarms going off last night and the knife marks in the doors and arguments, shouting and whatever. Well, if we go back to May or June 2022, it was like it then. What happened was a neighbour came out his flat, or someone did, and this person had different mates there at the time, so it might be somebody else. All I saw was a knife. And there was like shouting arguments to knife me in the corridor, basically. So that was the start of all the main problems about going back at that time. In the first week of June, I was chased with a knife on 2 occasions at Nine Springs, and obviously I ended up posting some USB sticks and pre-recorded discs containing my life story of photographic evidence, animal voice recordings, threats, setups, statement stories, and the problems I've been experiencing for the last 15 years. And obviously some sections have got lost through time, but a proportion of my deep depression life story pack still remains to some extent. There have been times where I've lost bits and pieces. At times I've been accused of rape as well, which I'm not happy about, but there's nothing I can do about that. If something's lost, it's lost. There's nothing I can do to retrieve it. But anyway, a proportion of it's still there and there's concrete evidence right through it. Well, what I did is I posted it to the Australian government in Canberra, and I posted it to Washington White House, Pennsylvania, government buildings of the life and the problems I'm experiencing at that time. Also, I posted a copy to the Russian government in Moscow back at that time. Then I put the receipts on Facebook and proved and confirmed that I posted these issues. We're on the day, on the 9th, I think it's the 9th, just after the 9th, because the 9th was the day I posted it. Well, on the 9th I was posting those, some bloke wanted to start a row with me and punch me in the fucking face in the post office in WH Smith's at Yeovil. And then I had a load of threats and a load of people threatened to smash me out, thinking I'm Saven and a child rapist, while photographing me and getting fucking nasty and violent with another chase that took place. So in the end, I decided to post another one just a week later, and I didn't post that one in Yeovil town. I went somewhere else because I couldn't go into town without trouble, so I decided to use the bus service. And when I posted that one to Alex Jones Infowars Conspiracy Wars, or whatever it's called, with an up-to-date edition of it. Now, over the year, 2022 turned out to be the nastiest threat year of direct threats on record in my whole life. So it was also a record-breaking year for people sneezing and coughing in my face, and it's also a record-breaking year for people photographing me, saying they're going to get someone to kill me, do me over, knife me in, or shoot me dead, or whatever. There's up to 150 people per day photographing me, sometimes more. And every time I was walking into every other person when I was visiting Portland and Weymouth, they were starting on me, threatening to smash me in, or thinking I'm a child rapist or mistaking me as Saven. Literally every other person I passed. It was a really, really bad year. There's roughly about 200 threats on some days. It was rare, but it did occur. Possibly more than that. I haven't really counted. But and people photographing me, obviously, and people coughing and sneezing in my face. Anyway, that's the end of that. So, recently, since late April, we've come to this again. We've got to this stage again, with all the threats have increased, the sneezing in the face. It's not as bad as May or June 2022, but this is just a starting stage. So the knife attacks in the office door, supported housing where I live, is the start of all the problems. However, there's blood on the floor where I am, so whether the disagreement occurred or whether he was going to try and smash my door in, I do not know. But I had obviously I had a syringe filled up with weed killer, and obviously I had a knife ready just in case he wanted to commit murder on me. I wouldn't use that syringe unless it was a last result and I was being beaten to death, but I did have a knife ready as a starting process if he did try and do that, or whoever it was having the argument in the building. Now, I'm not a violent person, and I won't use weapons unless it's absolutely necessary. First, it would have to go to fists, and if it got dangerous and I considered that it was going into a manslaughter attack, then obviously I'd use these weapons. But in no situation, I mean, I've been pissed and people have started on me, but I've never got or hurt anyone in my whole life. Unless someone actually puts me in a dangerous situation where I've got to fight back, then obviously I'm controllable with my behaviour. I mean, I can lose my temper, but if I lose my temper, it's usually to argue about the day's problems, and I'm usually in a quiet area in the middle of the nowhere when I lose my temper. And when I do a video like that, me losing my temper like that is once every 10 years. In fact, I did one recently, and it goes back to when I first came back from staying at my dad's, when I was soaking wet in the woodland. But like I said, even though it's the first time in 10 years, obviously I wouldn't use a weapon because obviously I'm not a dangerous person. But, you know, if it came to a situation where I was in big shit of being attacked or murdered, then obviously, yes, I would. Right, I've got soaking wet feet. Seagull saying, busted. Ha 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 ha. Got soaking wet fucking feet thanks to grass and fucking weather conditions. And making this walk really unpleasant. I've actually changed the route where I'm going because of what's happened last night and this morning. I'm not in the bestest of moods of facing people, because I'll lose my temper if people start on me, giving me threats. It hasn't made any difference, because I just passed a bearded person with a sexual girlfriend in his mid-20s, rough looking, and he's just fucking threatened to fucking smash me in, taking a picture of me first, and then threatening to smash me in, thinking I'm that fucking Saven. Dog barks, everybody knows you're a child rapist because it's been cursed. Right, so there's been an orange sexually car my way found, fluorescent type of orange. Bird tweets lost everything. Blind creatures say being knifed and then shagged her. Right, I found out that someone has been arrested, but there is bad news as well, because although this person's been arrested, it's still his home and he's still going to be coming back there, but there's not going to be for the next few days. They're not allowed to tell me who has done what they've done, you know, tried breaking the staff door down with knives, 2 centimetres knife and stabbings too. But obviously, because of his mental health issue, this person, there's some people that are sort of just violent, don't have mental health issues, but can be classified as schizophrenia. This is a very dangerous person, and this person's never liked me from day one, but like I said, I don't know if it's that actual person. Whoever it is, obviously this person's going to be coming back, so I've got to prepare for that, but I've got a break from this specific person for a couple of weeks, or a few days, depending on how long it takes to for the police to deal with this person's situation. Now at this minute in time, like I said, I got my theory of who it is, but I'm not exactly sure 100% who did it, because I didn't see what happened, but I'll keep you updated on that. Crow says, "Your life lost, paedophile." Right, there's a plethora of voice sounds. It's just a repeat of basically crows, seagull, dog barks, farm animal sounds, basically saying that I'm being knife dead, and that you're a paedophile and being knife dead, you're a child rapist, and saying that I molested Sadie, saying that I've had sex with Stephanie Hill, and saying that I've had sex with Amy Weston. God's not getting the facts right. God's going with the false lies, telling me that I've had sex with someone I've never had sex with, but always choosing sexual types of female names when applying that I've had sex with these people. You know, the smooth skin, soft skin, model type people, when this is being suggested by these animals. If we go back to 2008, a bit later than that, I was told that if I have a break-in, this hasn't turned true, but I was told if I have a break-in, but basically they said, because of how bad you've had it, and because you never had anyone, because you should be entitled to sex like everybody else, some people were saying police should never touch him until at least he's had at least sex with a sexual person, and a good amount of sex. Now, that never occurred. I've been arrested lots of times after that, mostly for graffiti, breaking the Communication Act or whatever. So that fell through. Then we had that time where they said God's fallen, where other people have noticed of animal voice sounds, and God's lying, making things up, saying, well, you're going to have to find him out now, because he's never going to get anyone otherwise, saying there's got to be someone that's mentally disabled, that's single. But at the time, there's a mixture of two sides, saying, we made everyone pregnant, we stopped you getting sex, no one left, we fucked your life up. But either way, whatever happened, all that's fallen through as well. So you've got that, and then obviously you've got all these animal sounds that are still continuing. God's fallen, and nothing I can do about it.
4 sneezes direct in my face while moving seats on the bus to avoid that situation, and 2 hard coughs as I passed someone. Right, I've been back home, I've had a sleep, so I'm bloody knackered. So it's up half tonight. It looks like the person's back. So I'm going to put up with all that again, but you know, that's that.